Before the 2023 season began, when we mentioned the name Green Bay Packers league wide, there were a lot of doubters out there because Aaron Rodgers was gone. So there's no way Jordan Love was going to step into this role and fill the shoes, of Aaron Rodgers, because those are some huge shoes to fill. But the Green Bay Packers showed the entire NFL, showed us Packer fan base that they're legit, despite them being the youngest team in the league. They're going to be around for a while. Jordan Love is legit. They're just a move or two away from making the Super Bowl. Crazy as that sounds, they're just literally a move or two away from making the Super Bowl. In this video, we're going to talk about the Packers' latest signing and what that means for the Packers moving forward. That being said, if you like the content, hit that subscribe button. Let's jump into it. The biggest areas of concern when 2023 ended for the Packers were keeping guys healthy out in the field. They addressed that. They bring in a new strength and conditioning coach. The other area of concern was on the defensive side. They addressed that. They get rid of Joe Barry, bring in Jeff Hafley, and he nearly rounds out his coaching staff. In this video, we're going to talk about the latest hire of his coaching staff. It says right here, according to the Axe, the Packers hire former Boston College co-defensive coordinator Sean Dugen as defensive assistant per league source. Dugen has extensive background with the linebacker position. I love hearing that because we've got some talent at the linebacker position. So that gets me super excited. As you can see right here, Sean Dugen, he played for Boston College. It says in this article that the Packers defensive coaching staff is in place. Matt LaFleur and Jeff Hafley are continuing to add some pieces around the margins. One of them being Sean Dugan as the defensive assistant role, bringing in Hafley's recent top assistants at Boston College to Green Bay. Dugan has worked for Hafley for the last 5 seasons, serving as the linebacker coach in Boston College for the past 4 and adding a co-defensive coordinator title to his resume in 2023 season. He came with Hafley to Boston College after working with him at Ohio State University in 2019 as a graduate assistant coach. That being said, when we start talking about this dude knows the linebacker position. He played linebacker in the NFL, I think from 2011 to 2014 for the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm super excited because we've got talent. When I say we've got talent at the linebacker position, I feel this guy has so much upside. I think he could be one of the best linebackers in the league when we start talking about Quay Walker. I think this guy, he's got this edge to him. He's got this meanness to him out of Georgia. I'm super excited to see what Sean is able to do with Quay Walker and his talent and his abilities. Another guy that, shows some promise is Isaiah McDuffie. I'm not completely sold in on Isaiah McDuffie. He is better than Devondre Campbell. I do think we part ways with Devondre Campbell, but super excited to see what Isaiah McDuffie is able to do with Jeff Hafley and their system there. And Jeff Hafley, of course, his area of expertise is the safety position, an area that we need a ton of growth. And that think that's going to look, 2 different ways. It's going to be addressing that early stages of the draft as well as free agency. But when we start talking about mock drafts and drafts, and when we start talking about the linebacker position, the Packers in the latest mock draft shows them going and getting Tommy Eichenberg out of Ohio State. This guy's got a ton of accolades out there when we start talking about what this guy was able to do. It says right here, Tommy was a 2-time captain and was one of the outstanding linebackers in college football in 2022 and the 23 seasons. It goes on to say that he had let's see here, 77 solo stops that were most of 9 seasons in Buckeye history and second most in Buckeye over the last 20 years. He was named first team all Big Ten conference. The guy, like I said, he's got a ton of stats, a ton of accolades. When we start talking about honors and awards, take a look at everything on there. I think my personal take, I think Tommy Eichenberg would be a nice fit in the system. But I do feel there may be a couple of better guys out on the board at that time than Tommy Eichenberg. I do think he's good. I wouldn't be upset if the Packers went and got Tommy Eichenberg. Let me know your comments, what you think. If in the latest mock draft for the Packers, it shows them going and getting Tommy Eichenberg in the third round. Um, Again, wouldn't be upset. I think Tommy Eichenberg is good. He's got some really nice highlights out there when we start talking about what he can do out on the football field. And then when we start talking about, just matching him or pairing him up with Sean Duggan and what he's able to do with the linebackers there. Super excited about this hire for the two reasons that I stated, that it's going to be a familiar face for Jeff Hafley, a guy that knows his system well. So it's not going to take a ton of time for his coaching staff to be educated with what is Hafley's design and vision for this defense, because Sean Duggan already knows that. And when we start talking about the talent we've got there already in Green Bay with Isaiah McDuffie and Quay Walker, and then whoever we draft in, go and get in the draft or even free agency. Let me know your comments about this hire, and who you think the Packers really should go and get in the draft. When we start talking about, do you like Tommy Eichenberg? I think he's good. I think he's good talent, but I think there's going to be just a couple of better guys out there on the board when we start talking early third round. Anyways, leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Go Pack, go.